Hey guys, what's up? Jungle Jones here. So we're gonna go over how I got this crazy win rate over the games that it took me to get from bronze to emerald 4. As you can see here in this picture, I legit got from bronze 2 to gold 3 with an 85% win rate and then made it all the way up to emerald with 78% win rate after that. So you can do this too. It's very replicable. I'm gonna go over a couple of things that I did to get there. Number 1, know your champ. Number 2, we're gonna talk about the early game, and then third, we're gonna talk about mid to late game, what to do at those time periods. So first thing you're gonna wanna do is know your champion. I think it's best to play one champion. If you're playing like 5 champions, you are never gonna figure out what your character does. And like, if you're just thinking about in game, what does my champ do? How do I get a kill here? If you're not comfortable on your combos, you're not gonna be able to focus on any macro techniques. All right, here's a sick example of why you need to know your champion combos and why you need to know champion matchups. So here I know Yasuo's Q can kill me if he hits it, so you have to flash it. And then obviously just a clean example of knowing my combos, my E, my R, to quickly kill and get out. How does your champion want to play team fights? This is something to think about. If you're losing, you might want to consider just playing under your own tower, even if you're like a champ like Evelynn, where it's really easy to get onto the back line and kill squishies. Like if you can't one-shot the squishy because you're not fed enough, you need to be playing it front to back under your tower. What is your champ good at? Evelynn's good at tower diving, objective stealing, good at getting easy picks on squishy targets. So figure that out and then, practice those things and implement them in your game. Practice tower diving and objective contesting. So these are huge things, especially tower diving. That's a huge way to get ahead and get leads. So you only do it so often in a game. Jump into practice tools and just hang out under turrets and practice. So I'll just, set up my target dummy here and just practice getting off your quick combo, whatever. Just get really comfortable underneath towers. Figure out like when you need to click your whatever ability. For me, I need to click R right before the turret hits me in order to not get aggroed by it. So I'm gonna practice that. The other thing I'm gonna practice is I'm gonna jump over to Dragon Pit and I'm gonna practice Dragon Steals. Like, how do I get in quickly and just get comfortable on my buttons? How do I make sure whatever damaging ability I'm using comes out at the same time as my smite, and just get really comfortable that way. Okay, next thing you need to know is what am I gonna do in the early game? So when I'm loading into a game, I'm making a plan. If I'm playing against a Kindred, a Graves, a Nidalee, I know a Shaco, I know they're gonna invade me at some point in my first clear. So I'm going to ask my teammates to ward the other side of the jungle that I'm not in. So, for example, if I am starting here on my red buff, I'm gonna ask my teammates to ward my blue buff or ward this bush right here. One of those spots. I'm gonna ask my top laner to do that in text and with pings. Because what's gonna happen is Nidalee or Graves is gonna do their 3 clear and then they're gonna move over here to invade me. I'm gonna be on my wolves, and if I can see them coming, I can either call my mid laner and top laner to come and fight there, or I can just move over into their blue side. Next thing you know, path consistently and efficiently. Especially in low elo, people are just running out the jungle, trying to be Rambo, like just swinging from vines into the mid lane, just throwing out some abilities, getting seen on, you're losing out because you're on vision all of a sudden. So the enemy jungler knows where you're at. They know how to mess with you now. You're not actually accomplishing much, especially as someone like Evelynn. Like maybe if you're Lee Sin, this has value. But as Evelynn, you're not gonna get a kill most of the time. And even if you do, it might not be worth it just because the enemy jungler now knows where you're at. They can come and mess with you, whatever. Proper warding. We talked about that already. You want to have your top lane ward for you in your top side jungle if you're starting bot side or something like that. Just make sure you're getting wards down on your own jungle camps or on the enemy jungle camps to know where he's at. Mid to late game. Help your team get fed. I cannot tell you the amount of times, especially on Evelynn, I've got 15 kills at like 20 minutes, but the rest of my team just is so far behind that I still end up losing the game. Say all these first tier turrets are down. You need to ask ping your teammates to be taking red buff, enemy red buff, or enemy raptors, or whatever. You cannot clear all of these camps, and with these turrets down, you have access to the enemy jungle. So get your teammates to be taking your own camps or taking the enemy jungle camps, farming waves, trying to get them ahead to where you can, as a team, ace the other team and destroy the nexus. So often I've been in games where I'm fed, whatever, but we're actually even on kills between me and the enemy team, and we run it all down mid, int under this tower right here, because they defend, and this is just the classic int spot, is one of these turrets right here. You need to be taking advantage of the fact that you own these areas of the map and you own objectives, and you need to get the rest of your team ahead. Correctly set up for objectives and fight smart. This goes back to the same idea. If you own these areas, then you need to be warding here and here before you take Baron. You need to be warding right here especially. Try to get deeper vision up into these areas so that your team can set up for these objectives, easily take them and safely take them, or sit in this bush or sit in this bush and just ace the enemy team when they walk in to check for vision. So, and that's how you're going to get your teammates ahead before you go and run down mid and in under this tower. So that is it. Thank you for watching, you guys. Hopefully you guys take these lessons that I learned and you go and implement them in your own games. You have tons of success, and let me know if anything that you try here works for you, or if you have something that you feel like I could do better. I love tips as well. Thank you for watching.